December 9th, 2011 is a year that I will never forget. A lot of you guys in the past have noticed and have asked about my hand. So, on today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. This is my testimony. Thursday was the most exciting day of like my daily routine life or the day, right? Thursdays was the day for me to like be excited about my day. I was just excited because Thursdays was bike night, right? I remember going to work, just like looking at the time, like, bro, come on, and bam, we close at 6, you know, close the shop, close the car wash, Mighty Fine Car Wash, which I worked for them for 17 years. And um, going home, and I remember going home, getting ready. And usually with my bike family, we would choose a location or a home, right? Luckily for me, on this day was my house. Um, I remember all my friends showing up, right? They're waiting for me. Uh, my mom was always against me having a motorcycle because of the fear of not seeing me again. My first motorcycle was a R6 Yamaha 2007. That was my first motorcycle, which I only had it for like a week and a half, and it got stolen. Right then and there, I should have known, or I should have seen the signs of like God telling me, like, this is not for you. um, Obviously, being young, I'm rebel. I'm mad, because they stole my first motorcycle. Um, November 3rd, on my birthday of 2011, my parents gifted me my dad. I'm sure my mom was not for it. Um, they gifted me my second motorcycle, which was a Honda CBR 1000 orange. I remember my mom telling my dad on my birthday, if he dies, I will never forgive you. And I was joking. I was like, no, mom, stop saying that. I'm cautious. But on my birthday, November 3rd, 2011, my parents agreed to give me a second motorcycle. And obviously, I was excited, riding. Fast forward. I remember being ready at the house. I got home around 7 p.m. from working. The guy started showing up. And my mom would always just hug me and tell me, be careful. And my dad would tell me, please don't die today. Your mom would never forgive me. And my parents my dad was a prayer warrior, or is a prayer warrior. He prays a lot. And I grew up in the church for a long time, and then I decided to just venture out of the church, right? But I still believe in God. I still pray. I have I think, an amazing connection with God, which is why I tend to mention God a lot in my videos. Blessing you guys through the screen, you know, to some may not mean a lot, but to me, it really means a lot. I really cherish a lot of you guys. Whether I know you or I don't, but I truly bless each and every one. It's 8 p.m. and we finished our prayer. My dad prayed for me. My dad prayed for the guys, and all right, peace out. We're out of here, right? Um, I remember on that day, the only thing I did not have was a pair of gloves. Um, that was the only thing. I had the bright gear. I had everything but gloves. I remember using some Under Armour fleece gloves, and that's what I would use for riding. Obviously, you would never think you're gonna be in a big major wreck, right? Yeah. Uh, we leave at 8. Um, and I'll never forget. I would never have thought that my life was about to change. My parents' life was about to change. 8:10. I I went down on my motorcycle. I was doing 150 miles an hour when I lost control the the motorcycle. My helmet split in half. My motorcycle was in pieces. My whole body slid through the freeway, miles from what they told me. I ended up passing out. From what doctors said was I had died due to speed, impact, and by the grace of God, I got a second opportunity at life. Unfortunately, as I was dragging my body through the pavement, um, a vehicle, I guess, couldn't stop in time. Ran over my right leg. Ran over me pretty much, and my left arm, which is the only thing that got damaged, um, was pretty much like in pieces. Um, this whole left side was severely damaged, broken. Um, as far as details on what time I arrived to the hospital, I don't know. I don't remember. Um, I remember my conversation with my good friend, and they because we would always ride with somebody that was like, "I'm not riding today." Our group always had a backup plan. If somebody goes down, we need somebody with a truck. We can pick the bike up, take it, wherever. Obviously, who would have thought that they're gonna be taking my my motorcycle in pieces? Uh, to my parents' house. In 10 minutes, I had just said goodbye to them. 10 minutes later, I went down. I remember my friend telling me, like, bro, I was scared to knock on your parents' house and not have you next to me, but to give them or show them or tell them you went down, and then they would see this pile of pieces. In that moment, I didn't know truly how bad my arm was, my hand was. That's why in the winter, if you see me with these thick coats, some of you guys will probably be like, bro, he's overdoing it. And the reason I do that is because my left hand hurts so bad, even when it's cold, because of all the rods and everything that they've done to my hand. You know, that's why some people are like, bro, why are you wearing that thick coat or so? I just have to keep my body warm, so that my hand doesn't freeze. I remember my parents showing up. I don't know the time, but my mom did say, I would remember my mom screaming, he's dead. He's dead. And I'm assuming she's talking to my dad. From what my mom says is she remembers seeing the floor full of blood. Um, Full of blood. And thankfully, I wasn't dead. Not yet. um, I remember looking up to her, and she was like, we will talk later. Right now, you are about to go into surgery. I remember hearing vividly the doctor telling me, I'm gonna be very honest, we might be amputating your arm. We do not have a professional hand surgeon here in this hospital, but we have reached out to a doctor in Houston. I believe she was from Houston. And we are hoping that we can get her here. If she doesn't agree to it, we are amputating your hand. I think I was so drugged at that point that I was just like so lost in the moment, you know. Um, I probably was like, okay, I'm really not thinking things through. But there's a purpose to my life. There's a purpose to everything we do in life. And then I remember seeing this lady, tall, real tall lady, Mr. Carlos. Um, I will be your hand surgeon for the next 2 weeks, I believe, something like that, or for the next couple of rounds. We have to take you in right now. And the hand surgery journey began. My hand has gone through 27 surgeries just the hand itself. And by the grace of God, this lady saved my hand due to the amount of damage I had caused to my hand. She wasn't able to get it to close, so I can't close my left hand. Um, I have a ton of rods in here to keep my fingers from falling. There is a skin graft on my hand, which is right here, which is part of my right leg. Um, and rods, where they took the bone out and put rods in there. I remember December 22nd. So from December 9th through the 22nd, I've gone through 27 surgeries back to back. All I could eat was ice, I think. I remember the doctor coming in December 23rd, and she said, "Hey, we are gonna." At this time, I have not even seen my hand because it was always covered. And on December 23rd, I remember she was excited. She was happy. Seeing her smile was making me so like peaceful, like okay, and she was like, "We're gonna check it out. If everything looks good, you'll be able to go home on the 24th." Um, I remember my mom and my dad in the room, and my my son was not even born yet. Um, but in that current time, I was previously married to my son's mom. She was in the room too, and I remember the doctor coming in, and she starts taking off all the wraps and everything, and I'm excited. And when I saw my hand for the first time, it was like when you blow up your glove, like you blow it up, and it looks so fat. That's how my hand looked, like fat, but with a bunch of screws coming this way, plates coming this way, like things grabbing my fingers. It looked crazy. But I'll never forget seeing my hand, and I said, "Cut this shit off. I don't want it. It's ugly." And I think I was like bumping it kind of to the bed. There's like that little bar on the beds on the side, and I remember like hitting it, and I was like, "I don't want it. It looks ugly." And I remember the doctor getting pissed off, and I remember her being straightforward. She said, "I didn't," she used the F word, and "I did not get over here for this." She was like, "I took time away from my family to save your fucking hand." And she was like, "And we're not gonna cut it off." She was like, "It's swollen. Relax." And I remember my mom running out of the room. I think my dad was just kind of like, "Shoot," you know. But I decided to keep my hand. I'm glad I did that choice. But December 9th for me is always a very tough day because I kind of remember or kind of just takes me back to that day, you know. And a lot of you guys have asked, "Bro, like, what happened to your hand?" That's what happened. I had a huge motorcycle wreck, changed my life for the better, I would say. I had to learn how to reuse my hand. I had to learn how to retie laces because since I can't close my hand, I had to learn how to count money again because I can't. So I count when I'm counting money. I use these two fingers right here, and then this is how I count. When I tie my laces, I kind of grab it through the middle and do that. So I had to relearn a couple things. But I'm very grateful. Um, to that doctor that saved my life that day, for the everybody who, you know, saved me. I'm very grateful. Through this journey, I lost a lot of friends. For those who ask, are you still writing? The answer to that is no. I've I have lost a lot of friends, motorcycle friends. Um, when I was in the hospital during those weeks, two motorcycle friends passed away in that same hospital, and I was still alive. Uh, Years later, more friends passed away, and you know, I haven't been able to been on a bike. I have. I'm not gonna lie. I have ridden motorcycles now because I'm able to kind of grab the clutch, and I'll ride. I even took my wife one time on a motorcycle ride, which didn't last long because her back was hurting. But um, this is my life testimony. I've been through so much in my life, and a lot of people have asked, "What happened to your hand, dude?" Well, today you guys heard it from me. What truly happened on that day, and I am very grateful for life. I'm grateful for an opportunity um, to just enjoy life. I think I'm grateful to be here 13 years later with my son and get to see him grow. Um, and I think that's the most precious thing, is to see him grow. Because God knew what He was doing, and I may not have that perfect hand anymore, but it's honest work. I can do details, interior, so I'm perfectly fine with that. But yeah, back then I was probably one of the craziest riders ever. No care for the world. Now I'm more like, oh my God, when they pass me fast, I'm like, oh, I'm like, dang, I wonder if that's how other people felt when I would pass them. But I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of this testimony of my left hand. I joke around a lot with using my hand as that Thanksgiving movie, or the Halloween movie, I think it is, where the guy's like stirring up the potatoes, and he's like stuffing the turkey, because that's kind of how my hand looks, literally like his curved hand. But thank you guys for allowing me to just release some of this past to you guys, because I know a lot of you guys have asked. So this is truly my testimony on my handy dandy left hand. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. God bless you. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one.